No need to ask, he's a smooth operator.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today on this month's episode of the Transit Talk. I'm Roger Marenco.
And I'm Pete Wilson.
Thank you to everybody for joining us today this month of October 2017. Friends, today is our 1-year anniversary of the Transit Talk.
Happy birthday, Transit Talk.
There you go. Of trying to bring you the most recent, up-to-date information regarding latest news at our job sites, work conditions, policies, rules, etc. and so forth. So Pete and I have been doing the best that we possibly can in the past year in terms of trying to educate our membership. Remember that the movement that we are building relies solely on the two most fundamental elements of any and every movement. Number one, educating ourselves. Number two, organizing ourselves. And that's what we've been trying to do for the past year. Hence, today is our 1-year anniversary. There's many different methods that we have tried to use to educate our membership, like the Transit Talk, the Facebook group page, our Facebook group page, Twitter, we have the Gmail account, so many different, the mass texting, which includes, I think, half of the membership in the entire fleet, which goes out every month. Mass text messaging. So thank you very much for continuing to support us and support each other. This month's episode is going to be short, sweet, and simple. It's just Pete and myself, so we're just going to get to the nitty-gritty of it. And friends, if for some reason we do not do any more Transit Talk episodes for this year of 2017, it's because we have elections coming up, we have campaigning, there's other things that are just going on and happening, so we apologize in advance just in case we run out of time in terms of doing more Transit Talks this year. But like I said, it's due to the campaign, the elections, etc. Without any further news or ado, Pete, I want to ask you, there was a safety banquet award.
Driver Safety Banquet Award.
Yes. Give us a
It was
brief
excellent.
update.
It was excellent. It was in the Marriott. It was downstairs. It was for operators who had 15 years or more of safe driving. And found out it's been shifted from, I believe, one department, from maybe the training department, over to another department at 1 South Van Ness. And when I looked up and I see these awards and it says 15 years, I was actually thinking that meant 15 years in a row. Like, after 5 years, you had a couple accidents, but from 5 to 20, you didn't have any. That's 15 years. But actually, it's cumulative. Okay. So I want the drivers who haven't got there yet, if you've got 10 years, you have an accident, don't worry, you don't start at 0 again. You start, you're still at 10, and it's 15 years. One driver out of Presidio, well, there was 2 with over 35, but one driver who I used to drive the 3 Jackson with, he was 35 years of safe driving. That's awesome.
35 years, but that doesn't mean that every single year he did not get into an accident.
It doesn't mean that. I think it's true with him, but it doesn't mean that. Yeah, wow. But it was good. Saw Eddie Clark, a good friend from Cable Car, Benito Negrete from Kirkland. Got to see a couple of Francisco and Timothy. Francisco both out of Presidio and meet Francisco's son. Francisco, by the way, he had the 19-year award. He's only been at Muni for 15 years. So what they used to do is count overtime. So he hit 19 after only 15 years.
Oh, interesting.
They don't do that anymore. So people who have been here longer, they still have that time accrued. But for younger people, it's going to take 15 years to get 15 years.
Interesting. Good to know. I didn't know that. Huh. All right. Anything else update us there, Pete?
Well, how about the signups?
Okay,
so
signups.
There's been a lot of chitter chatter on our Facebook page about this. So there is a GSU, a general signup, where that means you can go to Presidio, you can go to Kirkland, you can go to Woods, you can go to Cable Car, you can go anywhere right now at the general signup. So we have 6 signups every 2 years, and one is a GSU, a general signup, where you can go to another barn if that's what you choose. Now, the city said we're not ready. And so the executive board said, doesn't matter if you're ready, you need to have it. It's in our contract. So that's why they are holding them to that contract. That's the good thing, because if it says it in our contract, we don't want the city just to start going, oh, well, I know it says that, but we're not really, that's okay, we're just going to let it go. No, these guys in our executive council said, nope, you've got to do it. So they're doing it in November. But what it doesn't say in our contract is, oh, it's just got to go into effect a month later. It doesn't even say that. So now it's going to go into effect. The president speculated at the meeting that it would go into effect in sometime in June. So it's going to be
2018.
June of 2018. So basically, you're going to be signing up in November for a summer sign-up GSU.
Okay.
Now, the negative I see on that is if at my bus yard there's 20 or 220 operators. Let's say 30 or 40 or 50 of those guys at Presidio are going to retire, right? Let's say they're going to retire. They still are going to sign up on a GSU that isn't for 6 months later, that type of thing. So make sure at your GSU that if you want to go to cable car, if you want to go to the F line, you want to go to green, make sure put down on your wish list, because a lot of those people who sign up for the GSU might not even be here once the sign-up goes into effect. Right. So are you stuck now all the way till June? No, they said there's going to be a sign-up in February or April, just a regular sign-up. So whatever you do now, it's probably until about February, excuse me, not February, but February or March, and then we'll have that sign-up for like 3 or 4 months.
I heard it might be an in-home barn sign-up maybe in January, which might take effect in February. So that's just what I heard. But we'll see what happens in this next couple of months. Speaking of which, next month in November, Pete, why don't you give us a couple of these dates so that our membership can know about the forum to meet the candidates? Okay. Well,
Roger, you're bringing up there's an election. There's an election. The election date is December 12th.
Tuesday, December 12th.
Tuesday, December 12th. And you said meet the candidates. As far as I know there's 1 or 2 people out there campaigning, but I don't think there are technically any candidates yet. So I just want to applaud Roger and Marenco for getting around 400 signatures out of the 100 necessary signatures. And you are running for?
I'm running for president.
President, yes. Nice work. And I got over 300 signatures, and I'm running for vice president. Now, the election board is going to look those over, make sure, hey, this person has this person, this, and going to cross them off. But as of yet, even though you have almost 400 signatures, or around 400 signatures, you haven't heard yet that you are an official candidate, have you?
That's correct. The official list for the candidates has not been posted yet.
Okay. Well, looking forward to that.
Right.
So, if you want to be informed and know about who the different candidates are and what they stand for, I'm sure it'll be posted at your barn like everything else is so well posted right now. But Meet the Candidates is going to be November 15th, and it's a Wednesday night. It says here 7:30 to 9. It's basically at 1800 Oakdale. It's at the same place where we have our general meetings every month. So it says 7:30 to 9, and but I think the doors open at 7 o'clock. Come meet your fellow operators, some different barns and that. And then on Saturday, November 18th, from 10 to 12 at the union office at 1508 Fillmore between O'Farrell and Erie. And of course, you can take the lovely 38 or 38R.
22 Fillmore.
22 Fillmore is a great bus. The 31 Balboa out of Presidio can get you there as well.
So remember, folks, that's the forum to meet the candidates on those 2 specific dates right there. Please do your best, make an effort, an endeavor to show up, ask these candidates your questions, your concerns, your issues, any comments, any remarks that you might have. So please make an effort, make the endeavor to show up and meet the candidates, ask questions, etc.
So I just want to say, though, there has been some talk about some people might be open to this. I think some people might object. But what a couple people have talked to about this is, what if we film this? And they might say, well, you can't call it a transit talk. But what if we film it and put it on YouTube? Some people might say, oh, the general public can watch it. But if we would like to get some of that and get it on air. If we can't, what I would like to do, Roger, you spoke that we might not have time for another film. I would like to have at least a film with you and me, and maybe a couple other people who are running who would like to have their positions stated clearly on the web to the rest of our, not just our muni operators, but the POP and
automotive service workers,
inspectors. Yes, right. all those people that are in our union as well, because we can't forget them.
Right, absolutely, I agree, 100%. Pete, what else do you have there? You want to do a little brief introduction, not introduction, but just some information about either flex spending, open enrollment, something?
It's open enrollment season, folks. October is open enrollment. What that means is it's time where you can change your health benefits. Okay, so, and actually there's some other things. pet insurance and some other kinds of things that I haven't done. The most important thing, I think, of course, is health insurance. So 2018 health benefits right here. We're almost at the end of the month, folks. You have until the 31st of October. Here's the thing. If you do not change your health insurance, for instance, it's me, my wife, and my 2 daughters. We do not change that from year to year. I mean, someday we might change it, but we're on Kaiser. We're going to stay on Kaiser. I don't need to do anything. If I don't do anything, I just stay on Kaiser. I keep the same plan. So if you don't do anything, folks, you're going to keep the same plan. But I do want to mention again, folks, because I have mentioned this, and then I talk to operators who say they don't have it, is what I'm talking about is flex spending. They've got these brochures. You don't need this whole brochure, but if you're new to it, you might want to pick one up. So when we talk about we, operators, and the other members of our union as well, who want more money, I get it. We all want more money. But there's what's called gross income. That's how much you make, your $35 or $22 or someplace in between, multiplied by your hours and some other things added. That's your gross income. Let's say you make $80,000. Great. But then you're going to be taxed, your union dues, your other things that come out of that, right? And then you get your money that's left over. That's what's important. Well, excuse me. Then you have your expenses, your food, your rents, your other things like that, right? And then you have a little bit left over. The idea is to lower your expenses so you'll have that money left over, okay? So one way to do that is this flex spending. I saved a few $100s this year. I got kids. We go to the dentist. We got glasses. I want to show you these glasses. Roger, you see these? Wow. I wear reading glasses. I don't wear prescription glasses. I wear reading. Take a look. Put those glasses on. It could be a little cleaner, but the top is plain. Okay, these are perfect for muni operators who wear reading glasses. Wow. So these are reading glasses that are the whole thing. If you put them on, you can't see because it's just for reading. These, I can see the cars, I can see my passengers, but if there's something below, I can read these. You can get these with your VSP, which is free, or your flex spending dollars. Which reminds me, Roger, VSP is eye insurance that we have. Everybody gets it. It's included. And I don't have time to go over this, but there's a premium VSP this year, and the big difference, you can pay for that if you want, then you would get glasses every year instead of every other year. And wow. There's actually nice glasses. So once again, flex spending, folks, you have to fill this out. Go to 1145 Market, fill this out. The only time to add flex spending, Roger, for health benefits and for child care is October, is open enrollment. Now, if you want to save money on riding BART, commuting on BART into work, those transit dollars, what do you call that? The commuter checks? Yeah. Those commuter checks, you can sign up for those at any time. Another great way to save money. But flex spending is right here, right now, folks. You got to get it done by October 31st. Roger.
Excellent, fantastic. Thanks a lot, Pete. Pete is our information-based man, so he's been bringing us information, like I said, for the past 12 months, since October of 2016. So, thanks a lot, Pete, for all the information.
Forgot. Election, we didn't talk about, and you and I have thrown around this term voter suppression, and voter suppression might be a little strong. Okay, like I'm not talking about what they're doing in some southern states with not letting everybody vote. I'm talking about the way, and I'm sure it's not conscious, and I'm sure they didn't do it on purpose, but our election is put on a Tuesday, okay? And that's the only day to vote. You believe 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. So the problem with that, let's say we have a newer operator, been here for a year or two, lives in Antioch. His days off are Monday, Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday. Is that young driver going to come in and vote?
Probably not.
Man, good chance not. Hopefully they can set up a dentist appointment or something, have some reason to come into the city, but they might not come. Okay? Most of the senior operators, they work Monday through Friday. Right? So they will be here. And not only that, not every senior operator, but many senior operators start where? At the barn. Right. They come in 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Okay, I start at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:52 or something, and I see, these guys who have been here for 20, 25 years. There are some that start later, but if you do a relief out in the field, if you start at 2 o'clock, maybe you just go to Sutter Stockton if you're from Potrero, or if you're from Presidio to do the 45 or the 30, maybe you just go there, and then you pull in at the end of the night. Guess what? They're not taking votes. So that's one of the things that Roger and I stand for in the future is, I don't know whether it's going to be absentee ballots or voting online or voting from 5 a.m. to 2 in the morning. But those younger operators should have that opportunity. So what I'm saying is, younger operators, if you want to make a change, come into the city if that's what you need to do. Spend the night if that's what you need to do. But if you want to make a change, you have to be willing, to come in and vote.
I personally know a couple of operators that live outside the city who have those days off, who have Tuesday off, and they have personally told me that they are going to make it an effort, that they will show up on election day to cast their ballot. So please, join us on, what is it, Tuesday, December the 12th for the actual election day. Moving on. Pete, do you have any rumors there that you'd like to...
Well, just a couple of rumors, and one of the things is that Eric Williams stated is that the reason that the city wants to put wants to start the GSU in June is because they're not ready. They're not ready for to do it in February.
The city's not ready.
They're not ready, but Eric said, nope, you need to have it now because it's in the contract. So there's some talk about some changes. What are they going to do to Kirkland, Roger?
From what I hear, rumor has it that Kirkland is going to be a barn, which is Monday through Friday.
Yeah, Monday through Friday,
sometime
exactly.
Next year, supposedly, when the general sign-up goes into effect.
Right, so they haven't figured out. There's been a lot of talk on our Facebook page, and what are they going to do? Are they going to send us over here? What if you have a block? Well, we'll see what happens.
Right.
So, and then Isles Creek, what are they talking about there? Do you have any idea?
Rumor has it that they're planning on opening up Isles Creek
as an official barn?
Yes, and if they do, of course, then that means they're gonna need to have another, hopefully, another union representative there.
Can I give props to Eric Williams?
Yes, of course.
He did say, I think they were trying to make sure that like some operators were getting changed from Flynn to Isles Creek, and that he wanted to make sure that if you are one of those people from Flynn or whatever, and you get moved over to Isles Creek, and if you're a younger operator getting forced, I don't know, if you're a younger operator getting forced out of Kirkland because you've been there for 3 years, but you can't get a weekend shift, it's going to be a senior barn, they say. You know what, he didn't say that. Maybe you and I should look into that, because I'm sure that anybody would make sure. The idea is if you're a senior operator getting from a barn, getting moved to Isles Creek, they're not going to, the good driver, the safe driver award for after 5 years.
Right.
He said they're going to do that. So, I mean, I'm sure that Raphael or Willa or Roger Marenco would have done that as well. But if you're there at Flynn getting moved or one of these other barns, they're looking into that.
Many different changes in the near future.
Please don't get too mad at me for actually finding something right, okay? Lao Tzu said, know your enemy. No, somebody's going to get mad. Oh, you said something nice about Eric. I like how he cuts his hair. But you know what? It was I was at the Marriott, and the Kirkland chair was there, the Flynn chair was there, and Eric Williams came in and he shook their hand, and then he looked at me and he just scowled, and he walked by. And at that moment, I could have taken it personally, folks. You know how when you're on the bus and somebody yells at you, you take it personally? I could have taken that personally. I could have. But you know what I thought? Eric Williams wouldn't shake my hand. I must be doing something right.
Well, I'm glad you didn't take it personal, Pete. That's good. Good.
All right. Oh, one other rumor that now this is a rumor. It's not written down, okay? Rumor has it. Presidio might be losing to Clement. Oh. So what the city did is they were going to have us run the electric trolleys all the way out to Clement, but only do 2 blocks. So now this is a couple years ago, and then the people in Clement complained. So now the Presidio drivers are doing the electric to California and Presidio, but we're also taking Woods buses and going all the way out to Clement. So the rumor has it that let's just get rid of the 2 and give that back to Woods or some other place. And that we might be getting the 33 from Potrero. So when we did a switch a couple years ago, Potrero got our, because Flynn got Potrero's 49, but Potrero got our 30 and our 5, and we got their 24. There's not nearly as many 24s as 30s and not 45. Did I say 45? The 30 and the 5, the 5R. So anyway, possibility. I mean, we're one of the smallest barns now. Presidio has about the same amount as cable cars.
Oh, really? Wow, that's interesting.
All right.
Anything else, Pete?
I'm sure I could come up with something.
Well, friends, we're gonna have to cut it short. Thank you.
Yes. There was no alcohol served, but you could go up to the top bar at the Marriott, because everyone kept telling me it was a safe driver award, there shouldn't be alcohol. And I said, you know how I got to the safe driver award?
How'd
You know how Benito Negrete got to the Safe Driver Award?
Bus?
We took Muni!
Yeah, take me in.
Yes.
Absolutely, you guys. Thank you very
No
much
wine.
to everybody out there for sticking with us and for joining us every month for the past year on the Transit Talk, on our Facebook group page, on our Twitter account, and for joining us at the monthly general membership assemblies. Friends, we'd like to thank you on this special 1-year anniversary of the Transit Talk. Thank you very much for joining us in the movement that we have built to educate ourselves and to organize ourselves. We look forward to seeing you again very soon. And for the moment, thank you again. Be safe out there, you guys. See you soon.
And remember, fun is the key to safety.
Indeed.